Yes, you know what time it is. The Big Daddy and the G-Banger. Let's have a look. Woo! Alright champs, let's get rid of Windows Home and let's get some Windows Pro. Copy and paste my code from the description. New codes, new discount. You can get Windows Professional, Office. Paste my code. Boom. It's Windows Pro time.
So they're both at significantly different price points. And now this is a 17, this is a 15. But let's just pretend this is a 15 and you're after a 15-inch gaming laptop. What do you get extra out of an Alienware compared to, you know, a G series? Now, at the end of the day, same sort of CPU, depending on what model you get. And you're probably going to get, you know, within sort of a margin of an error there, it's sort of the same sort of performance. But generally, you should get the same performance, the same sort of parts. So why the price difference? So let's unbox and have a look, and I'll tell you just some of the key differences, you know. This is sort of like your mass-produced C-Class, and this is your S-Class Mercedes, you know what I mean? You know, it's the exotic materials, and you can see now with the box, it starts with the box straight away. The old brown paper bag job, that's fine, nothing wrong with that, you know, not much ink used. It's really good for the environment. And then you have here the premium box of the Alienware. Straight away, that's the first difference you'll see, you know. Forget about the size differences, 15 versus 17, just the premium box. So let's unbox them and have a closer look. So we can see here, look at this, premium box here, foam padded and sitting nice in there, nice cutout for it. Now look at the padding on this too. Nice padding. The box would be friggin' expensive to make. Now with the Dell G5, you just get this, you know, cardboard protecting it. It's perfectly fine. It's no problem there. Just comes in a box like this. And yeah, just a bit of plastic on the outside. I must say, I've got to say straight away, I'm loving the look of this G5. It's definitely better than the last model in terms of look. It looks fantastic. It's not that thick either. Now there's the I/O there, and you do get Thunderbolt 3, I believe. HDMI, DisplayPort, Ethernet, Thunderbolt 3. Have a look at that. Now I've just reviewed, I think, three laptops without Thunderbolt 3. So if you ever want to know the difference between the Aorus 15, the Scar 2, and the Zephyrus, they don't have Thunderbolt. This one does, and this is, you know, Dell's affordable sort of gaming laptop. So they haven't skimped on the I/O there. I'm a bit puzzled why those other laptops don't have it. SD card reader too. So it looks the part, this thing. It looks fantastic. I really do like the look of this. It actually looks nice on top of the Alienware box. It's nice. It really is nice. And there, look at that. You can see inside, is this the special edition? Probably is. Yeah, nice embellishment, nice finish, clean white look. You know I like my white. And this thing looks epic. Now, there's the Alienware m17, and look at it. It's really nice. It's thin. Got some USBs there on the back. Have the amplifier port, HDMI, Thunderbolt, DisplayPort and HDMI, of course. Ethernet, and we have another USB-C audio jack there. Look how thin it is. So thin. So thin. And yeah, for a 17-inch. I reckon the size of this Alienware isn't much bigger than the old 15-inch. What used to happen is with the G series, or when it used to even be the Inspiron series, there used to be a big difference between the G series and the Alienware. You couldn't get a high refresh monitor on here. You couldn't get a Thunderbolt 3. You couldn't get all the graphics options. Now, pretty much, you can get everything on the G series. You can get pretty much every graphics card, high refresh monitor. I think they're even going to have an OLED version. You get Thunderbolt 3. What's the difference here? Let's have a look in terms of thickness. Now, if we have a look here in terms of thickness, yeah, the Alienware looks thinner, I think. Yeah, looks thinner. Not a great deal of difference there, but the big difference between this Alienware is it is exotic materials, okay? This is a plastic build. Now you can get the G7, which has like a stamped sort of metal sort of chassis, but this one is a plastic build. This one here, all exotic. We're talking magnesium, aluminium, all the exotic materials. It is all high end. It is the best of the best. You also get premium display. It's going to be a better quality display on the Alienware. Premium materials, you're going to get the premium cooling system, you know, with the thin fans, the latest technology. Now eventually these will get it, so whatever is the latest tech in this Alienware, I expect the next model of the G5 will end up trickling down to this, and then this will have newer stuff again. That's usually how it works. So this is probably akin to the last generation Alienwares. You know, most of the technology is probably trickled down, and you get a serious gaming beast with these G series. So don't think if you get a G series. Man, I'm liking the look of this white. I'm loving that. I'm loving the look of this. And you can get a high refresh rate monitor. Ooh, I don't know, man. Yeah, but come on, the premium. You want the Rolls Royce, you want the S-Class. This is how you go. Alright, so before I get stuck into testing these beasts, they both had the same CPU, 8750H, you know, the 6-core 45 watt part, the backbone of pretty much all gaming laptops. But have a look at the display here. That's the Dell G5. Try and get that light out the way. Yeah, you can see the pop on the 4K of the 17-inch there. Much better color, better contrast, and viewing angles. Yeah, you would expect that. It's got the premium, it's got the best of the best, the Alienware. Better keyboard, better RGB. It does look better, the RGB on this. And we'll take some of this off. Don't want those vents to block up. This is actually charging at the moment. Oh yeah, nice. Nice. But have a look at the SSD speeds there. Whoa, that G5, look at those speeds. Friggin' beast. Have a look at that. The Alienware is a little bit slower. So both 512 gigabyte SSDs there. This actually does have a hard drive in it as well, the Alienware. Does have a better trackpad too, I will mention that. This isn't bad, the G5 one, but this one is better. Now, I thought, well, why would this SSD, the same size, be slower in this? And I've checked, and we do have some updates to do. So you want to update your firmware, BIOS update, that can improve the SSD speeds, and also Intel Rapid Storage. So I will test that again, but the thing is, the reality is with all these PC manufacturers, they can swap out SSDs, what brand they're using at any given moment. That's why, unless they're a set SSD, I don't really show how fast they are. I do always test them, and if there's something untoward here, like it's a dog of an SSD, or it's really slow, yeah, I will tell you. But generally, because I know they're just going to swap out vendors all the time. Oh, look at that, a G5, smoked it here. But I do expect when I do that update, it will be faster. Now, this is also charging to this Alienware. Now, this has a 2080 Max Q. This has a 2060, the full version. So this is Max Q, full version, but that's 2060, 2080 Max Q. Now, this should be somewhere around the speed of a 2070 Max Q. Not quite, but yeah, around that sort of ballpark. 2080 Max Q, wow, I haven't tested one. It should be a freaking beast. But let's just do a Cinebench test. Now, as I said, this Alienware is actually charging, so it's unfair to do it at the moment, but hey, come on guys, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see. And this is stock out of the box. I haven't put them in the performance mode or anything like that. Running one core at 100% there. Running at 3.3. This one here running at 3.8. So it's running harder for longer, it seems, the Dell G5. Now, let's see. Let's have a look here. Boom. 1112 on the Alienware. 1239. Whoa, that's a good score. That's stock out of the box. Whoa, that G5, it's killing it. Now, this is charging. I'm going to do it later when it's not charging. That does affect the score. I know when you're charging, it does affect the score there. But there was a CPU core that would go up to 100. Now, as I said, you get the best display, the best parts, the best components, the nicest finished, everything on the Alienware. Also, So if you look in Device Manager, you see we have the killer Ethernet and we have the killer wireless. Now it's the 1550. Now I do believe that's a 9560. Now with the Dell you don't get the killer wireless, but it is an Intel 9560, which is pretty much the best Wi-Fi you can get, Bluetooth 5.0, etc. This one has the killer. I believe the killer just has different driver and different software. Other than that, I think they're exactly the same, but look at this display, how crisp and sharp it is. And yeah, look at that, yeah. Alienware is the biz. If you've got the cash and you want the best premium products, you get the Alienware. If you just want performance, just, no thrills, well, there are some thrills on this. That Cinebench straight out of the box there is friggin' amazing. It's not undervolted or anything. That's a good friggin' score, 1200. And yeah, we'll see what this does once it's finished charging. I expect the score will be higher, and I expect the SSD score to be higher once I update the firmware, etc. So that's just a quick overview of the two, quick unboxing, quick look. We'll be reviewing both of them. Make sure you thumbs up and subscribe so you can see these. So I'll test them against other laptops. But yeah, very excited to see these two laptops here. RTX 2080 Max-Q. I haven't tested a Max-Q 2080 yet. 2060 I have tested, and yeah, this looks promising because yeah, the thermals on that were really good. So yeah, catch you in the next one. Tally ho.